Hello, readers of Every Word, and welcome to Every Word 365. I'm your host, Christina Munoz-Madsen, and today we're reading Numbers 26 through 30. I so enjoy hearing from all of you on what this study means to you, what's been hard to read and what's been informative. Please continue to share your thoughts in an email, on the Facebook group, and a comment. I very much appreciate knowing that others are on this journey with me. I want to mention one thing from yesterday's reading before moving on. What did you think of the story of Phinehas in Numbers 25? Just then, one of the Israelite men brought a Midianite woman to his tent, right before the eyes of Moses and all the people, as everyone was weeping at the entrance of the tabernacle. When Phinehas, son of Eleazar and grandson of Aaron the priest, saw this, he jumped up and left the assembly. He took a spear and rushed after the man into his tent. Phinehas thrust the spear all the way through the man's body and into the woman's stomach, so the plague against the Israelites was stopped. That's Numbers 25, 6 through 8. Again, that's a previous verse from yesterday's reading. His quick thinking and decision to stab the man and the woman was lauded by God, and he was credited for stopping the destruction of Israel. There have actually been extremist Christians and non-believers that have used this verse to defend murdering sinners. But clearly, those people are not familiar with a little thing called the New Testament, which teaches loving our neighbor and turning the other cheek. I understand that if we only had the Old Testament, it would seem that violence would often be the answer. But because of Jesus, as I feel like I have said many times, that is not the case. And that comes from a link that I was sharing from Got Questions about Christian vigilantes. And boy, it can be a really scary, dangerous place if we read some of this and go, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's why the New Testament is so important, not to mention praying and the Holy Spirit. Okay, had to get that out of the way. Then there was a lot more counting. Imagine that. We are in Numbers, followed by a lot more offerings. If you feel like a lot of that was long, repetitive, and boring, you're not alone. I thought this verse summed it up very well. You must present these offerings to the Lord at your annual festivals. These are in addition to the sacrifices and offerings you present in connection with vows or as voluntary offerings, burnt offerings, grain offerings, liquid offerings, or peace offerings. That's Numbers 29:39. I mean, that's a lot. Again, so thankful we are not required to do all of that stuff anymore, thanks to what? Who? Jesus Christ, right? But a very important thing happened in the midst of all of that. God told Moses to choose Joshua as the Israelites' next leader. The Lord replied, "Take Joshua, son of Nun, who has the Spirit in him, and lay your hands on him. Present him to Eleazar, the priest, before the whole community, and publicly commission him to lead the people. Transfer some of your authority to him, so the whole community of Israel will obey him." That is Numbers 27:18 through 20. If something happened to you today, are you teaching/mentoring someone else to fill your shoes? We all like to think we are irreplaceable at work, at home, at our activities, but we all know that deep down, that is just not the case. So let's all take today's daily walk to heart and be constant teachers and mentors. I just think this is so important. And we'll see later that when this doesn't happen and you don't prepare someone to fill your shoes or help when you're gone, it doesn't go very well. And I know it says in our book in that bold print, the object of teaching is to enable those taught to get along without a teacher. This also pertains to our children. We don't want them to need us all the time, although we like to feel needed. We are supposed to be teaching them how to live/survive and be functioning members of our society without us around. So some very good lessons, I feel like, in today's reading. Only 2 more days of Numbers. Yes, it's tough. Yes, I understand, but you're doing a great job. Tomorrow is Numbers 31 through 33. Happy reading. This episode is made possible in part by Arkansas Filter. Arkansas Filter has been serving the state of Arkansas for more than 40 years. They sell and service a full suite of commercial, industrial, and residential filters. They are also one of the largest suppliers of UV lights, Gates belts, and HVAC chemicals and cleaners. They partner with HVAC and engineering firms to provide a variety of services and pride themselves on customer service both during and after the sale. For more information, head over to their website, arkansasfilter.net, and of course, we've included a link in the podcast description.